Hello everyone, welcome to mvpvishwakosha. Today we are discussing 10th October 2025 current affairs. In that first point, that is about 93rd Air Force Day. Okay, so that is the Indian Air Force. That is 8th October 2025, marked the 93rd Indian Air Force Day. Okay, so it is a ceremonial parade was held at Air Force Station in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, and also the event was attended by Chief of Defence Staff, Chief of Army, and Chief of Naval Staff, and revived by the Chief of Air Staff. Okay, so it is very important. That is aerial salute by three MiG-17 V5 helicopters. Okay, and also that is parade commanded by Group Captain Chetan Deshpande. Okay. It is very important that Operation Sindoor emphasizes that Chief of Air Staff address Operation Sindoor was highlighted as a demonstration of bold and precise aerial strikes, okay, and also airspace and operational disruptions and statement on air combat and Pakistan jets, and also cultural narrative messaging that it is very important. Okay. There's a significance of Air Force Day celebration. Okay, beyond all that ceremony, such events reinforce morale among troops. And also foster public awareness of that is Air Force role and provide a platform to project strategic messaging. Okay? And also they help in inter-service integration also. And also Operation Sindoor and evolving IAF doctrine and symbolism and narrative and public diplomacy. All that perspective it is very important. Okay, so that is about IAF. That is Air Force Day celebrated annually on October 8th to commemorate formation of Indian Air Force in 1932. Next news that is about recent that is report that renewable that is clean energy have overtaken coal in global electricity generation. Very important. In the first half of 2025, for the first time in history, renewable energy, okay, that is generated more electricity globally than coal. Okay, you should know that is renewable energy, that is solar plus wind, that produced about that is 5072 TWh globally in June 2025, compared to coal generation in the same period was about that means almost 4896. Okay, there's growth in renewable outspaced growth in electricity demand, and also this shift was driven largely by that is China and India. Okay, that is China reduced that fossil generation, and in India renewable generation grew fast. Okay, and also that things and behind the analysis, Amber, which published the global electricity mid-year insights 2025. So that is very important that climate and emissions in that perspective, with renewable displacing coal, that carbon dioxide emission from the power sector can plateau or decline. It helps in fulfilling that is Paris Agreement, okay, commitment. Also in energy transition and decarbonization and cost and technology trends and strategic geopolitical, all that perspective, it is very important. Oh, okay, that is about recent report, that is renewable energy, solar plus wind. Okay, that is produced more that is used more energy, okay, clean energy versus coal. Next news that is about 2025 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. So the 2025 Nobel Prize in Chemistry was awarded to Susumu Kitagawa, Japan, and Richard Robson, that is Australia, UK origin, and Omar M. Agassi, USA, Jordan American, for their pioneering work on metal organic frameworks. Okay, the award for the development of molecular construction with the large pores through which gases or chemicals can pass, and also thereby enabling applications such as harvesting water from desert air, capturing carbon dioxide, storing toxic gases, and purifying or separating chemicals. Okay, a small cube of that is a sugar cube exact size of some of these materials can have a very high internal surface area, sometimes comparable to a large football field because of their internal porosity. Okay, size that is the prize was announced that on 8th October 2025. Okay, very important that three personalities in that, and also that is a metal organic framework. Okay, it is a hybrid material composed of metal nodes, ions linked with organic ligands. Okay, all that perspective it is important for exam perspective also. Okay, so that is about recent, okay, 2025 the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Next news, that is National Payment Corporation of India, that is India's Digital Payment Initiative 2025. Here that recent development, that National Payment Corporation of India, that is UPI and digital payment were announced at the Global FinTech Festival 2025. Okay, in that that agent this in key initiative include that agentic payments via that NPI, that National Payment Corporation, Razorpay, and OpenAI have partnered to enable agentic payment inside ChatGPT. That is, user may discover and select pay for products. Okay, and also biometric face on-device authentication for UPI transaction. That is biometric authentication and Aadhaar-based face authentication. Okay, and also new UPI digital payment features launched by RBI. Okay, and also National Payment Corporation of India. So, and also RBI unveiled 4 new UPI digital payment initiatives. Okay, an Internet of Things based UPI system, banking connects, UPI Reserve Pay, AI based UPI help. Okay, and also National Payment Corporation may allow other based face authentication for high value transaction. Okay. That is very important. That is the National Payment Corporation in that pushing UPI beyond just scan and pay. Very important step. And also deepening digital public infrastructure and user experience, friction reduction and inclusivity, and also trust, security and risk and strategic competitive edge in global fintech ecosystem. Banking business model changes in that all that perspective. It is very important. Okay, so that is about recent news of National Payment Corporation and digital payment. Next news, that is about the recent Gaza ceasefire. Okay, that is peace deal. So in this on October 9, 2025, Israel and Hamas agreed to first phase of ceasefire hostage prisoner exchange deal following mediations. Okay, that is via Egypt. Okay, under the agreement, Hamas will release the remaining Israeli hostages. Okay, and also there within 72 hours, and Israel will free hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Okay, and also Israel agrees to a partial withdrawal of its troops from Gaza, and also humanitarian corridors and aid flow into Gaza. Okay, and also ceasefire deal is to take into effect after ratification by the Israeli government and cabinet, and also strong support from several Western and Arab nations. Some all that, and also Hamas later says they have received a guarantee from the mediators. Okay, that is US, Turkey, Arab states, and all. It's very important that the first phase of agreement and initial ceasefire rather than full peace treaty, because many core issues will remain unresolved. Okay, and you should know about fast ceasefires, and also US proposed that peace plan and ending a prior ceasefire agreement. Okay, and also that United Nations General Assembly in September 2025 passed a New York Declaration. Okay, endorsing a two-state solution, and also very important positive from that immediate humanitarian relief, psychological and political symbolism, partial Israeli withdrawal, and diplomatic momentum. All that perspective it is very important. Again, some challenges: non-comprehensive, partial nature, verification, right? And also the risk of relapse into violence, reconstruction and infrastructure challenges their governance and political structure of Gaza. All that perspective it is very important. Okay, so that is about Israel-Hamas agreement, phase one of wider peace. Okay, Gaza ceasefire or peace deal. Next news, that is about a recent Supreme Court judgment on legal protection of wetlands or water bodies. So in Nagpur, Maharashtra, the Futala Lake, also called Futala Tank, okay, Talange KD tank has been subjected of a public interest litigation filed by the Swachh Association Nagpur. It challenged beautification and construction activities around within the lake. Okay, the petitioners' key claims include Pitala Lake should be classified as a wetland under the Wetland Conservation and Management Rules 2017, and also thus attracting restriction prohibition on permanent construction within 50 meters of the wetland. And also the constructional that is musical fountain, river gallery, and floating restaurant, artificial banyan tree parking violated ecological norms. And also Bombay High Court had earlier refused to treat Vidala Lake as a wetland. Okay, that is a man-made water body constructed in 1799 for irrigation drinking purpose. And also the state municipal authorities had given permission, okay, for the beautification works condition. Okay, that is Supreme Court in bench led by CJ B.R. Gawai with the Justice K. Vinod Chandran and N. Anjaria dismissed the NGO's appeal. Okay, and you should know about that Pitala Lake is not a wetland under 2017 rules, and also that is but public trust doctrine and precautionary principle apply, and about the construction, okay, beautification work, all that perspective, it is very important. You should know about wetland conservation and management rules 2070. Okay, all that perspective, it is very important. Okay, so that is about recent, that is Supreme Court, that is about Pitala Lake Nagpur is not a statutory wetland under wetland rules 2017. Important for exam perspective, and also Indian environment and judiciary perspective, it is very important. Okay, next news, that is about Operation H, okay, 6, that is involving that is CBI transnational cybercrime. Okay, that is Operation H6 is an Interpol-led international operation targeting transnational cyber-enabled crimes, including that is financial fraud, online sexual exploitation, call center fraud, etc. So here that in India, the Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) participated in the operation and has arrested 8 key operatives and identified 45 others connected with various cybercrime networks. And also the CBI action was taken as part of coordination with the FP, that is USA and US Department of Justice and German authorities. And also that operation uncovered illegal call centers networks in New Delhi, Amritsar, Siliguri, that were posting as a tech support service, okay, but engaging in fraud, online exploitation, okay, targeting minors, especially in social media, via social media, and also fraud, all that romance scam, investment fraud, impersonation under all that identities, money laundering. So CBI recovered almost that is USD 66,340 in cash and blocked 30 bank accounts. Okay, that's why it is very important in transnational cybercrime and jurisdiction, challenge capacity and institutional strengthening, victim protection and child safety, deterrence, all that regulation, policy, legal gaps, all that perspective, it is very important. And in that operation name, okay, Operation H6, an Interpol-led operation, CBI participation, recent in news. Next news, that is about inauguration of that is Navi Mumbai International Airport. Okay, so here that Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated phase 1 of Navi Mumbai International Airport. Okay, airport is located in Ulve, Navi Mumbai, Raigad district, Maharashtra. The project is being developed under public-private partnership (PPP) model between Adani Airport Holdings, okay, 74% stake, and CIDCO Maharashtra government 26%. Okay, phase 1 include 1 terminal and 1 runway. Operation are expected to begin, okay, in December 2025. Phase 1 that is expected to handle 20 million that is passengers annually initially. Okay, then the long term that the airport is designed to scale up to 90 million passengers per year and handle significant cargo capacity. Okay, that is airport architecture is inspired by that Lotus design. Okay, and also the MIA aims to be India's first airport with multimodal connectivity. Okay, that is integrating road, metro, high-speed rail, and even water taxis. The estimated cost is about rupees 19,650 crore. Okay, very important that flight operation will not immediately begin. Okay, and also some local issues, air safety concern, traffic, logistic measures, all that perspective. It is very important. Okay, so that is about the recent inauguration of Navi Mumbai International Airport. Okay, next news. That is about recent, that is INS Androth commissioning at the Naval Dockyard Visakhapatnam. So that is the Indian Navy commissioned INS Androth. It is a second anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft at the Naval Dockyard Visakhapatnam. The commissioning ceremony was presided over by Vice Admiral Rajesh Pendarkar, okay, flag officer commanding in chief Eastern Naval Command, and also the ship built by Garden Rich Shipbuilder and Engineers, Kolkata, and also the vessel has over 80% indigenous content, okay, reflective of India's push towards self-reliance, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat and defense manufacturing. Okay, and some specification, design features, and all, length 7 meter, displacement 1,500 tons. Okay, and also that INS Androth is the second ship. Okay, in the first was INS Arnala. And the ship was delivered in Navy on 13 September 2025. Okay. Also name in the inspired by Androth Island, Lakshadweep. Okay. that is Iceland inspired by, and also enhancing anti-submarine capability, and also indigenization, self-reliance, defense, production, all that perspective it is very, very important. Okay, that is about recent, that is INS Androth, anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft commissioned. Okay. Next news, that is about last news, that is about recent Karnataka government leave employment policy. So here that Karnataka cabinet approved menstrual leave policy 2025, which entails that women employees in all sectors, government and private, in one paid leave per month during menstruation, that is 12 days in a year. And also the policy is intended to apply across sectors, government offices, garment factories, IT firms, MNCs, and other private industrial units. And also the government describes it as a progressive, inclusive step recognizing health and gender sensitivity in workplaces. Earlier, a committee had recommended 6 days of menstrual leave per year, but the government elevated it into 12 days, okay, one per month in this policy. Okay, it's a paid leave. Okay, salary is to be paid for eligible women employees, and also policy is framed to cover both the government and private organized sectors employees in Karnataka, and also the administrative legal mechanism that is this moves Karnataka, one of the first state in India to adopt such a comprehensive menstrual leave policy. Very important. Gender in the perspective, gender sensitive employment policy, health, well-being, and dignity, all that labor rights, social justice, all that perspective, it is very, very important. Okay, so that is about recent Karnataka's policy, menstrual leave policy 2025, one paid leave per month, that is 12 day. Okay, recent news. Okay, so that is about 10th October 2025 current affairs. Thank you. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exam. Thank you.